public pre-release testing for Sim Update 3 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024 continues this week. This week, the sim received another new beta build, which we'll cover in the video, including all of this week's best announcements and release news for a week in Flight Sim. Let's jump straight into the video. Before we get into this week's announcement news, here's a quick word from this week's video sponsor, Tobii, with the Tobii Eye Tracker 5. Before we jump into the video, I want to say a big thank you to Tobii Eye Tracker for sponsoring this video. I've personally been using my Tobii Eye Tracker 5 for many years now, and I've tried many other eye tracker systems in the past which can attach to your headset or use a webcam or your phone to track your movements. All of them, in my opinion, don't live up to the Tobii. It just works. My Tobii can work in all sorts of light conditions, and I have no trouble using it when I'm wearing my glasses through my flight simming sessions. The Tobii Eye Tracker 5 adds extra immersion to your sim when it comes to Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Tobii has received some native updates when it comes to Sim Update 3, so I'm really looking forward to checking them out in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. Thank you to Tobii for sponsoring this video, and I'll leave a link in the description where you can pick up your Tobii Tracker i5, including a 15% discount. Kicking off with this week's previews and announcements, Just Flight showcased some new screenshots of its LJ45 Learjet. The project was announced a short time ago, and since then, Just Flight mentions they have made significant progress with the development. Just Flight updated the project over on their development page, and recently we've seen updates of the other projects such as the Fokker F70, F100 and also the Airbus A300B4. The LJ45 seems to be less advanced than the two other projects. However, the aircraft cockpit modeling is now almost complete. Just Flight mentions that the typical development cycle involves in completing modeling and texture first, allowing system coding to begin with a fully usable model. With the LJ45 cockpit artwork and nearing completion, the team expects to move on to system development soon. The LJ45 Professional will include both the standard and the XR variant of the Learjet once it's released. There is no ETA that has been provided, but the team, however, did mention that they will have a more advanced build next year, so that rules out a release in 2025. FlightFX has delayed its up-and-coming C750 Citation X. Originally, it was scheduled for release on the 10th of July, and it's now being pushed back to a revised date of July 22nd. The team mentions that this is not due to the aircraft not being ready for release. It's actually due to allowing a few background things to fall neatly into place. When the FlightFX C750 launches, it will be available exclusive through the InSim marketplace for 2024. Perhaps FlightFX is waiting for Sim Update 3 to be released before releasing their anticipated Cessna Citation X750, and I think you'll actually see this on the main page when it comes to Microsoft Flight Simulator and be a highlighted release for the sim. Taxing over to this week's release news, and i9 Builds have released its latest aircraft, which is the F406 Caravan 2 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and 2024. The F406 Caravan 2 has been in service since the 1980s, with its reputation of being a multi-role aircraft. This twin turboprop utility aircraft is designed to handle a wide range of roles, from passenger to cargo to aerial surveillance and maritime patrol. i9 Builds have taken advantage with this version of the F406, and it is ready for 5 different mission variants when it comes to its career for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. It includes a passenger transport, cargo utility, surveillance, maritime patrol, and environmental response. That being said, you would have to purchase the i9 Builds F406 within the sim itself once it's released to take advantage of the career aspect of the sim. Each variant supports dynamic payload, enabling simmers to manage configurations through the simulator's EFB. Sounds being developed by Echo 19. A custom autopilot is designed for realistic single pilot workflows. Detailed cockpit lighting, advanced electrical systems including circuit breakers, and you can pick your copy up of the i9 Builds F406 Caravan 2 through the i9 Builds store. I'll leave a link in the description below. Blackbird Simulations AAK former Milviz has released the A5M50 for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. The A5M5, aka known as the Zero, is a legendary Japanese fighter of World War II. The Zero earned its near mythical reputation during the early years of the war thanks to its lightweight design and remarkable maneuverability. Introduced in the 1940s, it had its advantage over the Allied aircraft until the balance shifted later on in the conflict. Features included with the Blackbird Simulations version of the A5M5 variant includes accurate flight and engine systems, including hand crank starter. Performance is tuned custom wear and tear and failure simulations, authentic startup procedures, high detailed 3D model, 10 liveries, dynamic sound simulations, immersive visual effects, custom physics including belly landing, prop damage, external components that do affect the drag, interactive elements such as steps and removable chocks. You can pick up your copy of Blackbird's Zero directly from the Blackbird themselves over at their store or in the InSim marketplace for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. I'll leave a link to their store in the description below. Lining up on the runway for this week's Sim Update news. Sim Update 3 beta was expected to be by many released this week to its public build, but this week, however, the beta is still in a pre-release stage. We have 2 new builds being released this week by the Microsoft Flight Simulator team, one being Sim Update 6 and one being for Sim Update 3. Beta build 1.39.6.0, which is for Sim Update 16, was released on July 8th. This build addresses some general bug fixes for certain out-of-memory crashes for Xbox simmers, various updates to CU10 and CU11 packages. The 10, when it comes to Zurich, has been addressed. They fixed regressions or revisions for the HTML/JS technology stacks. The second build release for the week, which was on July 9th, this one was for Sim Update 3 beta for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024, version 1.5.15.0. A bunch of general bug fixes included fixes to the external V cockpit size and placements not being saved. Fix the tow plane sometimes not spawning. I think that one's come up a few times in this beta pre-release. Fixes some rare crash occurrence when adjusting flight plans and waypoints and altitudes. I think I've actually had some of those issues myself when it comes to Sim Update 2. Still, there is no ETA when Sim Update 3 beta will be released to the public. However, given the short change logs, I would think we would see it within the next 2 weeks, and perhaps Tuesday the 22nd, when the Citation C750 releases, we might see it then. I don't know. I'm just assuming and putting things together, but hey, you never know. We could always dream. The team over at Microsoft this week released more of their default payware aircraft as part of the Premium Deluxe Edition to be available to rent. They did a few months back, or just after Sim Update 2 was released, but now they've added more, and you can rent these aircraft for 7 days, and if you wish to purchase them after the 7-day, the rental fee will be subtracted from the purchase price. At the moment, this is only available for Microsoft aircraft, but the plan is this is a bit of a trial phase before they move it over to third-party aircraft. Moving over to this week's InSim marketplace releases for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. This week we've seen 10 aircraft releases for the week. 4 of them I won't mention as they are part of the weekly spamware releases that we keep seeing pop up week after week. Buyer beware. And the rest of the aircraft is the BN2 from Black Box Simulations, the Cessna TTX from Sim Federations, the Embraer ERJ from Sim Federations, the Alacro, I think it's called, the 28.1 from Red Wings, the Hugh 500C heli from Toad's Hangar. I know a lot of heli enthusiasts have been anticipating that one for a while. Glad it's released for you helicopter pilots. And also the Piper Tomahawk from Just Flight, which released on PC a little while ago, is now available over on the InSim marketplace. And all the said mentioned aircraft are available for both PC and Xbox. It is great to see some Xbox simmers seeing some decent aircraft releases, except for the 4 that I won't mention. Other releases are made up for the week is 4 livery packs, 2 mission packs, 1 scenery pack, 4 night lighting packs, and 7 airports. Thank you to everybody for getting this far in the video. Please hit that subscribe button to stay up to date with all the upcoming videos. And we have a few of some different types of content coming up soon, so stay tuned for that. And if you think you subscribed to the channel, maybe check, because sometimes YouTube unsubscribes you, and it might be worth checking just so you can help us get over to that 100,000k mark. Feel free to check out this video here from last week. I'll let you know about some up and coming different type of content, and we will see you in another video real soon. Happy simming, everybody.